I'm Mary Scarpati. Oh, actually Munoz now. I forget. And
I'm Matthew Munoz.
And we're married. We got married on April 9th, 2021.
Anyway, today is August 22nd, so a few months after our wedding, and we thought we'd answer some Q&A questions for y'all.
About any questions y'all had on our wedding. So let's just get into the wedding Q&A.
Let's do it.
What was your favorite moment from the day?
Probably the I do's. You know, that was my favorite moment. Very magical, very special. What about you?
I would say our vows, our ceremony, our whole ceremony was really, really special. And I loved the song I walked down the aisle to, and I'll put it on the screen because I don't know it off the top of my head. But it was just a beautiful, I thought the song was beautiful. I don't know if you remember it, but.
I can't say that I do, but
we had a
the whole
cello
ceremony
playing and
was
a
very...
pianist, and it was just really, really beautiful. And the priest that set our wedding, we had a Catholic ceremony, did such an amazing job. Father Kyle, we love you. We're so grateful that you did that. He was amazing. We were the 5th couple he's ever married, officiated over, so that was really cool. Would you change anything?
No, I wouldn't say so. No, I thought it was perfect.
There's nothing that would have done differently?
No, I honestly, nothing that I would have had differently. You know, as you guys might know, weddings, if you've ever been married yourself, weddings, magical, beautiful, kind of long and drawn out.
Long and drawn out.
Yeah, you know, the whole ceremony. It's like a day, it's like a day event. You know, us fellas, not really our cup of tea, I would say, but.
Your wedding day wasn't your cup of tea?
No, like the whole wedding thing. Like it was a day-long event. You spend like an hour doing the ceremony, and then it's like you know, another 7 hours of hoorah.
Hoorah.
But no,
Who is my husband? Who is the man I married? I don't even know.
I wouldn't change any of it though. It was the
Oh
way
my
it was
gosh.
supposed to be. No, like weddings are, you know, beautiful, magical, sacramental ceremonies. You know, but there's a lot like it does get tiring. It does get, you know, it's a long, tiring thing that's mostly for women. I think that's fair.
Matthew, our wedding ceremony was mostly for women.
What? Was it just for the wedding ceremony?
No, I mean, I'm talking about the whole day. Would you change anything? But you're going on a tangent about how it's for women, and you know, you have to do it. I mean, are you happy we got married?
Absolutely.
Was the ceremony a good thing?
Absolutely.
My God, Matthew, would you marry
I'm not
me
saying
again?
I'm not saying anything.
I'm a little.
She's trying to paint this like I'm being the world's biggest jerk, but I'm just saying.
I'm not saying you're being a jerk. I'm just saying you're being Eeyore.
I'm just saying it was a beautiful ceremony, and I wouldn't change a part of it because you know it joined us together as husband and wife. So I would not change any of it. Is there any part you would change?
Yeah, I have a few things that I would change.
All right, let's hear it.
I planned our wedding to a T.
Okay.
To a level that most people, I think a lot of women do, like, give a lot of thought into their weddings, but I was a wedding coordinator. I was in 13 weddings before my own wedding, so my wedding was the 14th wedding I'd ever been in. I've been to a lot of weddings. I was a makeup artist for weddings. I've been around weddings for like, the first one was like when I was 6 years old. So my whole life, I had an understanding of what other people did. I took ideas, and I have to say overall, I loved our wedding day. Our wedding was beautiful. Our vendors were amazing. I'm gonna link them all in the description box. We got married in Austin, Texas at St. Louis Catholic Church, and then our venue was Wood by Mansion. I did a video that I'll link somewhere in the iCards about just Wood by Mansion We did like an open house there. It was, honestly, Woodbine Mansion was the location of my dreams. I had a dream that, like, years before I even met Matt, that I was gonna get married at this like big southern mansion with like Roman columns, and that's where I got married. And we found it very happenstance. We were just driving past it, and it's in the middle of like Round Rock, the town, and it was honestly, like, our wedding was so magical and beautiful, and it 99% of it went off without a hitch, but there was a few things that I 100% would change if I could do it over again. The number one thing I would do differently is I would have done bridal pictures before we got married. You know, Matt and I didn't see each other the morning of. We were at the same place getting ready, but everybody made an effort so we wouldn't see each other, and I wanted this big, like, the double doors open in the church, and Matt sees me for the first time in my dress and my veil and my makeup and my hair, and I in my mind, I was like imagining this extremely emotional moment, and it was emotional for me, but Matt didn't exactly give me this, like, I mean, I don't know if it'll make the cut of the video because it really wasn't significant, but Matt didn't emote. And that's okay, that's who Matt is. And I should have realized that about my husband, but instead I like tried to build it up in my head like it was gonna be this big moment, which our ceremony was. It was so special and sweet, but because I was like trying to build up this anticipation of us not seeing each other, I didn't want to do bridals before our wedding because I didn't want him to see me in my wedding dress. I regret that. I think that was stupid. If he was going to be emotional, he would have been emotional whether or not he had seen me before my wedding dress. And he's not an emotional person, so he wasn't. And that's okay. And we ended up spending so much of our day taking pictures that if we could have that ended up cutting into like actually having fun at the reception of our wedding. So I would 100% have done bridals beforehand. So that was something that we didn't have to think about. I'll show the pictures. There's not like, it could have been a different day.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think it would have saved a lot of the time during the day because your wedding day happens so fast. It's one day. For most people, it's one day. And so much of the day, for us, we had a huge bridal party too. And I wouldn't change that. I loved everyone that was in our bridal party. Every one of my bridesmaids was people I knew for 10 years plus Matt's sisters. So I wouldn't change that our bridal party was so big. When you see the pictures, it is a little funny. But anyway, it was time consuming to get that many pictures of everybody. And I had like a dedicated shot list that I think I can put in the description box, but it might not make sense to your wedding. So I don't know if it's like, it would actually be valuable, but I had a shot list of every picture I wanted from the photographer from start to finish, so we didn't miss any photos. And the only picture I missed was an individual photo with me and my brother.
Yeah, I agree completely. And like, I guess maybe for all you people thinking about getting married out there, you know, make your wedding beautiful, make it the day that you've always dreamed of, you know, do the best that you can to make it, you know, the magical, dreamlike wedding that you want. But don't make the mistake of cramming too much to do in that short amount of time.
Yeah.
Because, you know, remember that, you know, it's mainly a day about, you know, you joining as husband and wife. And at the end of the day, that's what it is. And, you know, like I said, make it beautiful, make it magical, make it a day that you remember for the rest of your life. But don't make the mistake of cramming too much into too short a time, is because a lot of, you know, we did this a little bit, and, you know, no regrets. We had an awesome wedding, but, you know, it was like every moment you had to be somewhere, every moment you had to do something. And it took a while to like just be like, oh, okay, we're done. We can just enjoy the wedding.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, like, there's only so much you can do about that. I think that there's like just stuff you have to do for a wedding. There's tons of people to talk to. There's tons of pictures to take. But, you know, at the end of the day, remind yourself that, hey, you know, maybe we can shuttle this off to another day and just focus on, you know, enjoying this big day in your life.
Yeah, you know what it is? By the time the pictures for the two of us happened, we were both over it.
Yeah.
We had been taking pictures all day. Like,
yeah.
He had taken pictures with his family, his bridal party. I took pictures with my family, my bridal. We had taken pictures all day. Then when it came to pictures of the two of us, we were both over it.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't want to take any more pictures. I honestly did not want to take one more picture. It's crazy. I'm so glad my photographer pushed me on this, because we would have no pictures with each other on our wedding day except for like the candid moments.
Yeah.
Because I was over it by the time, like, it was the cocktail hour, which was what I was looking forward to the most with the food and everything.
Yeah.
And like, as far as the ceremony was really the best part. I don't want to make it like a takeaway from the ceremony, but it was just one of those things where I really wish if we had taken the picture, I think it would have been good. And the other thing that I regret that I never would have thought I would regret is I wish I had gotten a second dress.
Oh, sure.
I know people, like, I felt shamed into not getting a second dress. I think people made me feel like, you know, you have this beautiful, I loved my wedding dress. I loved my wedding dress, but my wedding dress was huge, like crazy big. Doesn't even come off in pictures as big as it was, but it was so much fabric. And I could not dance on the dance floor. People kept stepping on the back of my dress and the bustle kept coming down, and I think the bustle broke. It was a nightmare. Like, honestly, the ceremony was great, the pictures, it was great, but by the time it came to the dance floor, the actual dancing, I cut my dance short with my dad because I could not stand dancing in that dress. It was so big. And same with Matt. And like, I didn't practice dancing in that dress. I didn't, you know, you don't think about it. But I wish I would have just gotten like a short, fun, like sparkly dress to change into. What ended up happening was, and this is like a natural, organic thing that, like, I guess I could say this is not a full regret because everybody thought it was really funny. I bought pajamas for all my bridesmaids for getting ready pictures, and I had gotten this really cute white romper for my getting ready pictures, plus I had like a robe over it. But I ended up changing into the romper like for the party of our wedding but some people thought I had changed into underwear. Like, I think people were like really not expecting it, and it was fine. It was fine because all my bridesmaids, actually, not all of them, but the majority of my bridesmaids put their pajamas on too. So we all changed at the same time because it was so hot outside and we had an outdoor wedding. I think I would have bought a sparkly, like, fun, dancey kind of dress that I could have changed into. And dancing is my number one. And I think my wedding planner thought we were exaggerating. And every vendor came up to me after our wedding was like, your family loves to dance. We tore up the dance floor. It was so much fun. We had so much fun. I mean, it was a great wedding.
Yeah.
It was a great wedding.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're talking about little things here. Like, nothing took away from the fact that it was an amazing wedding.
Yeah. Did anything go wrong?
What comes to mind is I accidentally kissed you before the pre-sale.
You didn't actually kiss me.
No, I leaned in to kiss her.
It.
I leaned in to kiss her, like, I don't know, because as a couple, you get used to, like, you know,
You like to kiss me?
But I forget what part it was, but I leaned in to kiss her during the actual ceremony before it was the time.
Like, we're standing up in front of everybody, and I kind of understand why he did that because I leaned into him. Yeah. I did lean into you. I feel like
I didn't even think about it.
People didn't really catch. I didn't lean into him with the intention of kissing him, so I don't think people really like noticed that. But I leaned into you just to, like, you know,
something like that.
Just be cute. And he, like, I guess he's used to me, like, looking up at him and leaning into him, and, like, so he just went to kiss me, and I immediately pushed him back and, like, leaned back. I was like,
the whole congregation caught it.
And everybody laughed, yeah.
But,
that wasn't really,
that's the only thing that comes to mind. I mean, nothing really went wrong in the wedding, in my memory.
Yeah, I would say
it was a big,
two things went wrong.
Yeah, go ahead.
And it both was around the ceremony, actually. I ordered this bus company, this limo company.
Oh, yeah.
The bus was, like, apparently dirty, and it was a party bus, and I had got it because it was a party bus. I thought it'd be so fun for everybody. But it was, like, really tight for everybody on the bus, and I guess the guy didn't wipe down the seats or whatever, and it was, like, shooting out water, and one of the vents was shooting out water on everyone. And my niece and a few of my bridesmaids, their dresses, like, got stained really badly, like, from sitting before the ceremony. Like, this is before anything really happened. And my poor niece Isabella, who's like 11 and my junior bridesmaid, she was so upset about it. She just felt, like, really embarrassed. That, and then my veil, I forgot my veil at and they did eventually bring it to me. They were able to make it in time because we went to the church so much earlier than, like, the actual ceremony, but that didn't go right. Was there a theme?
A theme? I don't know, baby. I don't think so.
There wasn't really a theme. There was 2 words that I had in mind for the wedding, and it was, like, whimsical, romantic, like an enchanted romantic garden. And honestly, it really came together. I mean, my husband didn't read that, but, you know, it really, like, everything, it was very whimsical. Like, that we had this print that we got from the internet that my sister-in-law is a designer, and she basically used that to make the menus, the table numbers, the place cards, and we used that print for the dance floor, which was, like, super unique. And I'm very proud of that. That was part of my excessive research for the wedding. Who was in your bridal party?
So for me, it was 4 of my brothers, Philip, Jacob, Daniel, and Nicholas. And then it was 4 friends, Tony, Ray, Luke, and Joel, and then it was your brother Tommy.
Oh yeah, my brother.
So that was my 9.
I knew you had 10. Yeah.
So there we go.
I had 13 bridesmaids, but I broke it up into 3 friends. My friends Sam, Megan, and Maria. I've been in all their weddings. We're all really close. I've known Maria and Megan since kindergarten and Maria since preschool. So these are friends that I've had forever. Then I had 3 sisters, my sister-in-law Kim, my older sister Britt, who is my matron of honor, and my twin sister Katie. And then I have my niece, who is, like, the extra, that's the 13th person, because she's 11 and she was a junior bridesmaid. And then, so I had your 3 sisters, so 3, 3, 3, and 3 cousins. So my cousins Natalie, Stephanie, and Catherine, who I adore and I've been close with my whole life. So 13 sounds like a lot of people, but, like, when I broke it up into those groups, I felt like it actually doesn't seem like that much. But when it came to pictures, it was a lot. I think we're gonna wrap up part 1 here because it's getting really long, and I'm breaking it up into 2 parts. Thank you so much for watching part 1 of our wedding Q&A. If you have more questions or you want more wedding content, I'd love to talk about it. As I've said, I've been a wedding planner. I now have been a bride, and I've been a bride in 13 weddings, so 14 if you include my own. So I have quite the knowledge and experience with weddings, and I'd love to shed any of that you guys would like to hear. Please subscribe and stick around to my channel. I'm going to be coming out with a lot of exciting content, or at least I think it's exciting, and I would love to have you here. So give this video a big old thumbs up because it lets YouTube know that I'm a role creator and that other people, they should recommend other people to these videos. Please comment below any questions or anything that you'd like to see on my channel. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!